Good evening, everybody. Chris and Tiffany here with High Seas Cruising, and welcome to our live video. As a matter of fact, our last live video that we're going to do here in 2025.
Yes.
So this is going to be our last one of 2025, simply because next Wednesday is Christmas Eve, and then the following Wednesday is New Year's Eve. So after this, we'll be back on January the 7th. So that is going to be our next live is on January the 7th. Give everybody a chance to hop in. Give everybody a chance to hop on the chat and say hi. The chat's super quiet tonight.
Yes. Very quiet.
We're here by ourselves. It's a party of two. But it's been a good week. It's been an interesting week in cruising. Of course, we've already put out some videos talking about cruising, some news videos throughout the week. Got a couple more coming out this week, and then of course Saturday's video. But there was some interesting news out today. Norwegian Cruise Lines, we're going to be getting the Norwegian Escape. It's going to be the cruise ship coming to Galveston in 2027. So 2027 is going to be an interesting year for Galveston.
Okay.
Well, we're going to get the Carnival Horizon. Of course, we're getting Icon of the Seas. That's the biggie coming. We're also going to get the Carnival Spirit. And now we're going to get the Norwegian Escape. It's going to be another one of the cruise ships. Going to be coming out of Galveston here in 2027. Now, the interesting one and the one I'm actually still waiting to hear about is going to be what is Disney going to do for 2027? Because they've been saying there's a ship coming, but they haven't released their ship movements for that year, what their itineraries are going to be and where their ships are going to be in 2027 yet. I'm waiting to see which ship we're going to get, because that could affect what cruises we book in 2027.
Yes.
We already have a list of the ones we're going to be going on, and so that could definitely make a difference.
Attila's here, says, hey, y'all, Merry Christmas and Happy New Year to you both. We will be out too, so enjoy your holidays. Absolutely. I want everybody to spend time with their friends and family. Bob is here. Hey, Chris and Tiffany.
Welcome, Bob. Glad to have you here tonight. And we are going to be doing some pictures tonight too, because over the last 2 months, everybody's been posting a lot of really awesome pictures over on Facebook. Sheikah's been posting pictures, Caroline, Bob, Misty, and Martin. They've all been posting pictures over on Facebook. So we're going to be sharing some of those tonight as well.
Yay, those would be fun to see again.
Yes, absolutely. Fun to share them with everybody. Because, not everybody is over on Facebook.
Mm-hmm.
There's some folks that are not. So I want to make sure those pictures do get out and get shared around with everybody. So that's going to be something we're going to do tonight too. But we were looking at cruises for 2026. I think we've pretty much already got it locked in. 2026 is going to be 2 big trips. It's going to be 2 big trips in 2026. Of course, it's going to be Tiffany's Disney World trip on May the 10th. Was the day we're going to get there. And then we're going to do the 14-night cruise on the Carnival Dream, visiting all those wonderful Eastern Caribbean itinerary ports that you've never had a chance to go to. I don't think any of them.
No, I don't.
Other than Key West.
Mm-hmm.
Other than Key West. So
Rick is here, Texas Cruiser. Good evening. The Disney ship coming to Galveston is contracted to be bigger and newer than Magic.
Well, considering Magic and Wonder are the 2 oldest ships, that still leaves a lot of room for possibility. I personally think it's going to be either the Dream or the Fantasy. That's what I think it's going to be. Either one of those 2 ships is fine. I think, Tiffany, you would hope it's the Fantasy, right? So you could go on it one more time.
Yes.
But it's either going to be the Dream, the Fantasy. I think those are probably more realistic for Galveston than, the Wish, the Destiny, or the Treasure.
Yes.
But that's perfectly fine with Tiffany. And if she does get a Disney ship in 2027, if it's not the Wonder or the Magic, we'll probably be adding a Disney cruise in 2027. I'm sure she's going to be requiring that. So
Bob says, I have booked the 14-day on Dream next October 17th.
Then we will see you on that ship. We are going to be on there as well. it's going to be such a good itinerary and an opportunity. A night, it'll be our longest cruise ever. We've never been on the Carnival Dream, though we've been on, of course, the Breeze. They're sister ships. And we really like the Breeze. So I'm pretty sure we're really going to like the Dream. Being a longer Carnival cruise, there's should be less short cruise drama. There you go. On that particular ship. And it's going to visit a lot of great ports. Key West, Grand Turk, St. Croix, St. Thomas, St. Martin. There was a bunch of them around there. Ocho Rios. That's going to be a really good cruise and a chance to see a bunch of places that are on our bucket list to see.
Attila the Fun says, that'll be nice. It's a Journeys cruise. Nellie says, hi, all. Welcome.
Yeah.
Cruising Chris M is here. Happy Wednesday, all.
So being a Journeys cruise, though, we're going to play a fun game. It's going to almost be like Cruise Ship Bingo. You've seen Cruise Ship Bingo? Okay, so Cruise Ship Bingo is a bingo card, but in order to get each of the squares, it has to be something on there like you spotted a chair hog. But for this Journeys cruise, all of the squares are going to say the exact same thing. I am diamond. I am platinum. What do you think? Because that's what you do get a lot of.
But won't their new rewards program have kicked in by then?
That's true. So it may just be all red cards and diamonds. No, that program goes for 2 years. So if you're platinum, it's now August. If you're platinum by August, you stay platinum for 2 more years. So it will still cover that. You will still have the I am platinums. They just may be angry platinums at that particular point.
Texas Cruiser says, I agree with your Disney analysis. And then Nellie says, I saw a Disney article the other day, and it said that the new Disney Wish class would be put in Galveston. Disney's thoughts are put new in Galveston so people can go to California or Florida. Smart.
Tiffany is absolutely not going to be upset whatsoever if they put the Disney Wish in Galveston. That may, other than the fact she has a nostalgic connection to the fantasy, if they brought the Wish, she's running to Galveston. I have to drive to catch her.
Attila says, I'm excited to see what the Dream is getting in her next dry dock as far as the changes to their bars and venues. Dry dock is next March, so you'll be on a new ship practically.
Hey, can't beat that. A nice refurb ship. I'm sure they're going to add the stuff that they've been adding. I haven't looked at the Dream for a while, but the Heroes Bar, of course, goes in and some things like that. So, but don't worry, Guy's Burgers will still be there.
Is Alchemy Bar still there?
Yeah, they're going to get rid of the Alchemy Bar. Okay, that's like a signature Carnival thing.
Yeah.
To take out the Alchemy Bar, that'd almost be blasphemy.
Yeah.
I mean, you can change the rewards program. You could tell people they're not platinum anymore, but you cannot tell some folks that they can't go to the Alchemy Bar anymore. That's just, no.
Bob says this will be our first time on Carnival and excited for all new ports.
We haven't been on Carnival. It'll be 2 or 3 years by the time we get back on that ship.
3 years.
3 years since we've been on Carnival. So it's been a while too. We've been out enjoying other cruise lines.
Mm-hmm.
So
Chica's here. Hola familia. Texas Cruiser. Interesting, Nelly. I can see that happening. Attila says, well, the paint and carpet will be new at least. And USB chargers by all the bedside lamps.
Well, you know what? The USB chargers by the bedside lamps, that works.
Yes.
That works. Tiffany's always wandering around the cabin looking for a place to plug in her phone. Even though I have the USB charger in there, she still wanders around looking for a place to plug in. So if she can have one next to her side of the bed, that would just be awesome.
Yes.
I would take that.
Nelly's telling Bob that he needs to do a Carnival Breeze 4 nights, see what you can get into. Rick said, I like the Breeze. Sheikah says, yes, Alchemy Bar is a must.
Yeah, that just, it would be insane for that to not be, because that is, even as non-drinkers, one trip to the Alchemy Bar is a must.
Mm-hmm.
Just to come up with some crazy concoction and go, I want it to be 3 colors. The colors can't mix, and it's got to taste, and they've never failed yet.
Yeah.
So I'm thinking, though, next time we go on Carnival, I want to add, and it must smoke. What do you think? I want it to smoke.
You're gonna put some dried leaves on there and set it on fire.
But yeah, you've seen the drinks where they do it and it just like smoke comes out. I want mine to smoke next time. That's going to be 3 colors they can't touch, and it has to smoke.
They can't mix. They can touch. They just
They can't mix until I mix it, and then it has to smoke.
Yes.
Or those ones where they make the big giant bubble come out of the top. Yeah, something
Disney's
crazy.
known for those.
We don't know if you're going on Disney yet. You're going to Disney. We don't know about on Disney yet.
Nellie, thank you. After a break, still not jealous coffee fund. Thank you.
Yes, Tiffany has been collecting her Still Not Jealous coffee fund. Next to be used at Joffrey's Coffees as she walks around Magic Kingdom, Epcot, and wherever else she's going to drag me.
Yes.
But yeah, so that's going to be 2026. And then like I said, we started looking at 2027. And I think we're going to do a lot of the first time ships sailing out of Galveston. So Carnival Horizon will be in May because that's going to be her first time in 2027. Of course, Icon of the Sea is August the 16th. And then the Carnival Spirit, I want to say, is October 11th, I think. But the Carnival Spirit one, the first 3 itineraries on the Carnival Spirit out of Galveston, the first one, which is the one we're looking at to be on that first cruise, it's going to the Eastern Caribbean. It's a 10-night cruise. It is going to the Eastern Caribbean, but it's only visiting Carnival's private islands. So it's going to Castaway Key, not Castaway, that is Disney. Now you got me thinking wrong. It's going to Relaxaway, Half Moon. It's going to Celebration Key. It's going to Grand Turk. Grand Turk, I think, and then Amber Cove. Or maybe it's Amber, no, not Grand Turk. But anyway, it's a 10-night cruise. The second one on the Carnival Spirit was a 4-night cruise to Galveston. No, I don't think so. But the third one is a Panama Canal. So
you keep wanting to do that and you keep bypassing it.
The Carnival Spirit, maybe we push to the third one and do something different and go south to the Panama Canal area. So, but that's what we're looking at. And then, of course, whatever Disney comes in, and then Norwegian just announced the Escape in November of 2027. So that's kind of where we're at for 2027 right now. Now we just got to start confirming and locking in everything. 2026 is good. 2027 is next.
Cruising Chris M says, awesome, Nellie. I went to the Jealous Coffee Fund last week. Yes, you did. Thank you very much. Sheikah says, I need to try a cucumber sunrise. That sounds interesting. Nellie says, you're going on all those carnivals.
It's just 2. One for 2027, it's the Horizon and the Spirit. People are most interested in the cruise. I've noticed that they're going to be more interested in the cruise, the ship tours, and the stuff like that if you catch the very first one out of Galveston. Since it's new to Galveston, all the people in the area are going to be like, ooh, let's see what this is about now that it's here. They don't care as much about it when it's elsewhere.
Yeah.
We saw that with the MSC Seascape. It was a big deal when she got here. So new cruise ships coming in is honestly good for the channel, which is kind of how we're judging that for next year. Plus, we've never been on the Horizon, Icon, or the Spirit. And I personally think Tiffany's really going to like the Spirit class. She's little.
Oh, yeah.
She's a little ship. And you've seen the pictures where she's got those hidden walkways that are all decorated and real pretty. You've seen pictures and you've always been interested in that class.
Yes.
So I think Tiffany will really like the Spirit class. I think Tiffany's going to be unhappy on Icon, but we'll make it up to her on Spirit.
Yeah, he said Icon last night, and I went, what? I was too tired to argue.
It's her first time ever. It's going to be the largest cruise ship ever sailing out of Galveston. It's a historical moment. We must be there.
Okay. I'll take your word for it.
Tiffany may not leave the cabin. Okay. So yeah.
Bob says, Nellie, Mama cut me off for a while doing MSC in January, Mariner for 9 in February, and now Carnival in October.
I have that same issue. I get down and I'll have a whole list of cruises I'd like to go on. And she basically goes, you can have 3. 4 if it's a Disney. So I'm in that same boat where I get cut off. Otherwise, I'd be trying to cruise January, February, March. Maybe not March. I like to skip March. Skip March and April. Because spring break, no.
No. Texas Cruiser says, we need to sail with you guys on Horizon when she arrives. Loved cruising with you. We absolutely had a blast with y'all.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, jump on that first sailing of the Horizon. And it's actually an itinerary that you have said before that you like. It is the Cozumel, Jamaica, Grand Cayman itinerary.
We get another shot at Grand Cayman?
Yes, we are going to get another shot at Grand Cayman.
That's awesome.
So, and I know Rick likes that for that particular itinerary, and that is actually the first itinerary the Horizon is doing. So, that could definitely be one of interest.
Yes. Nellie said August 27 Icon, Miami, Coco Key, Aruba, Caraco, Cozumel, and get to Galveston 9-9.
Carousel.
Yeah, that's what I said. And then Rick said, I love that itinerary.
Yeah, I thought you might when I saw that when you mentioned going on it. I was like, wait a minute. I remember he likes that itinerary. Yeah, so it's going to Montego Bay, Jamaica, which is another. We've been to Jamaica. We've been to Falmouth. We'll be going to Ocho Rios next year. But Montego Bay would be a third spot and give us all the Jamaicas.
Mm-hmm.
So, we haven't been to Montego Bay. And Grand Cayman, been there twice. Still ain't got it right. So it's going to be like the first time all over again. This will be our chance to have an absolutely successful Grand Cayman. We're going to be prepared this time. I'm actually going to do some research.
Well, we have done research. We still don't get it right.
Facts.
Nellie said, Bob going on Mariner before they disappear for a month. Some mechanical issues. Texas Cruiser said, that's a cool Icon itinerary. Sheikah said, help. I'm watching on my iPad and keyboard split and can't type fast.
Excuse me, I am having a problem here.
We both seem to be. I think it's getting too warm in here. Nellie said, what date is that Horizon? Haley is next to me. I will talk to her.
Let's see. I can actually tell you exactly. And it's time for barking because apparently the child has arrived home. The Horizon date is May the 19th. So May 19th, 2027, 8-night Western Caribbean cruise. And that one actually, of course, works out perfectly because we'll be on the ship for Tiffany's birthday. So those two happen to coincide perfectly that year. First sailing of Horizon out of Galveston, Tiffany's birthday, and a good itinerary. Was that what it was?
Yes, Cody got home from work.
Oh, okay. Which caused an insane amount of barking.
Yes.
Yeah, so like I said, I was telling him May 19th will be Carnival Horizon.
Okay.
Now it's an 8-night.
Okay.
Which means we'll be on the ship for your birthday.
Yes.
Which means we get the dining room staff and we get them to come sing happy birthday to you. What do you mean no?
No. We'll be eating buffet that day.
You know what? That's okay. I'm willing to bet I can tip crew members in the buffet to come sing you happy birthday.
No.
I bet we could talk him into it.
No.
And there's a possibility Rick and Don are going to be on the ship. There's a possibility that Martin and Haley might be on that ship. I bet together we could also join up and sing as loud as humanly possible in the middle of the buffet. Happy birthday for you.
That's Carnival, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Y'all be in the buffet. I'll be down at guys.
We'll come down there. You cannot escape. And as long as we don't, all end up in a fist fight after we sing, it's acceptable carnival behavior.
Okay. Let's see, Cruising Chris M. Did you read that one already? Find it less painful to ask forgiveness rather than permission. I mean, I already paid the deposit. That's exactly what I say at work.
Yeah, well, he's talking to Bob, who's, his wallet's been secured in the cabin safe.
Yes. Bob says, sorry, Cruising Chris. She controls the money.
Oh, and Chica's going to check that date also.
Yay! That's awesome.
Well, I'm starting to think that if we get enough people that are really, really interested, I know somebody who could open a group cruise for us. I'm just saying. Impromptu. But I happen to know somebody.
You do.
I do. It's not me. But yeah, hey, people want to go. The more the merrier. James, I know he's working second shift, but James, if you're watching this in replay, I know you're trying to do the October 17th with us for 2026. Definitely hope to see you on that one. If you want to jump on one of the ones next year too. Because James is a fun cruising buddy too.
Yes, he is.
He's an absolute cruising buddy. And that's going to be in May, so the weather's going to be nice.
Yeah.
That's when we hit Cozumel. We hit a beach club.
Yes.
There's actually a new one. There's a new beach club in Cozumel.
I think I've seen videos.
It starts with a K.
Yeah.
Have you seen that one?
I think so. I just can't think of the name of it.
I can't right now, but I got an email from them.
Oh.
Inviting us to go and visit them.
Oh.
Yes.
Okay.
So we actually got invited over there. That's the one.
Kuza.
That's the one. Maybe we get a group together and go check out Kuza.
Yeah. Sheikah said, let's do it.
I'm all about it.
Attila said that Horizon one goes to Roatan instead of Cozumel.
Oh, that's okay. That's okay. Remember, though, it's going to Mahogany Bay,
yeah,
which will then be Isla Tropical. So no Coxon Hole.
Yeah.
I am not a fan of Coxon Hole. I was looking at cruises for 2027 and seeing Coxon Hole on the itinerary kind of made me go, let's see if there's something better. Love Roatan. Do not really care for Coxon Hole as a cruise stop. Now, Mahogany Bay, though, I'm all for Mahogany Bay.
Yeah.
You like that one. That's the one where your little coffee shop is up there on the left.
Mm-hmm. They have the ski lift.
Yeah, and they make the chocolate in the very back
mm-hmm,
where you get your fresh chocolate. And then, yeah, they got that nice walk through the woods
mm-hmm,
with the benches and the ships and
hammocks.
Yeah, the hammocks and all that kind of stuff. I really like that one. So.
I never been to Mahogany Bay, but we drove by it. It was nice.
Yeah, it is. For us anyway, and it's been a couple years since we've been there. Last time we were there was on the Vista.
Yeah, that was still during COVID protocols and stuff, I think.
It was during the Carnival's 50th anniversary cruise when we were on the Vista, which I guess, is that not some kind of like, I don't know, ironic, poetic justice? We're going to go back on the Horizon, which is a sister ship to the Vista. So you already know that layout too.
Yeah. Nellie said, by the way, when we were in Cozumel, they had Prima with Carnival.
I've seen that before occasionally where the other dock is either full or something, and so they will dock down there. We've seen that on occasion, not super often, because there was a cause, and I forget exactly which one it was, but it's a upcoming Norwegian one that they actually took Cozumel off their itinerary and put Jamaica on there, saying there's some kind of damage to the cruise dock in Cozumel, which would be the downtown dock. Weird though, Cozumel has not confirmed this, mentioned this. No other cruise line that docks there has talked about it. It could just be repairs. It could be something simple, and recently no ships have hit it, damaged it, or anything that we're aware of. So odd about that though.
Attila says, yeah, the Carnival side is nicer and you can still do excursions to like the little French Key or other places. I'm not a big beach person anymore, but it's pretty nice there.
We had a good time there. Of course, I like to swim in the ocean. Tiffany will paddle out there every once in a while, but she likes a nice beach where she can sit.
Mm-hmm.
She likes a nice beach where she can sit and they bring her snacks.
Definitely. And read my book.
And read her book while I'm off doing whatever else is going on.
Yes.
So, Nelly said the other dock had Seascape, but that one in downtown can take 2 ships, can take 2 cruise ships. So possibly one side of that dock is actually may need some repairs, and that may be why a Norwegian ship was further down. There was just a spot for her. Because Cozumel is weird sometimes. You go in there and there can be 7, 8 ships, or you go in there and you're the only ship, and the other ones. Remember, we've been in there like on Royal Caribbean, and not a single Carnival ship was in that day. We were the only Royal Caribbean ship, and nobody was at the downtown dock.
Mm-hmm.
Cozumel's kind of weird, something like that. There's like just some days where like nobody's there.
And then there's other days when it's wall-to-wall people.
No, even when we were there on the Seascape and there was all those cruise ships in port, Cozumel never really feels super, super crowded.
No.
You know? It just doesn't.
It does not.
Okay.
Sorry.
Are you okay there?
It's been a long week already, and it's only, what, Wednesday?
Yes.
Jeez. Got 2 more days.
Yes.
Long week.
But yeah. Oh, okay. So that one doesn't. Yeah, it's going to, I guess, Mahogany Bay, Jamaica, and Grand Cayman, which is actually okay with me.
Yeah.
I said we haven't been to Mahogany Bay or Isla. I don't know when they're actually changing the name. But we haven't been there in years, so it'd be really great to go back there again. Roatan is really, really pretty. Haven't been to Jamaica in a while, and we really need a shot at a successful Grand Cayman.
Yes, we do.
A really, really successful Grand Cayman.
Yes.
So what Disney ship are you hoping
Well,
you
know
want?
which one I want to come.
But what if your choice is the Fantasy or the Wish?
Ugh.
Keeping in mind, the Wish does that wake up celebration in the morning in the atrium, that goodnight celebration.
They do the goodnight kiss at midnight.
They actually do it at 10 and at midnight.
Yeah. I don't know if I'd make it to the midnight one.
I know.
Nellie said I would like to visit Mahogany. Okay.
It's a nice port. It is a nice, nice port. And you don't, when we were there, we didn't even leave the port last time. There's enough stuff going on in the port area that you don't really have to leave. Because the beach is free, swimming in the ocean is free. It's still got the port shopping side. Then you walk across and then it's got all the beach stuff, and there's restaurants and bars and all that kind of stuff right over there.
Yeah, because we had tacos, some weird tacos at one place, and then we went to the coffee shop.
I forgot about those tacos.
Yeah.
Those giant old tacos. Oh, I'd eat those again.
Yeah, they were good. And then we had at the coffee shop, they had what the little pastries that they were calling quesadillas, but they weren't our kind of quesadillas.
Right. Yeah, it was like fruit in it, right?
Yeah, it was pastry.
Yeah, and you had your coffee, and of course, this time we don't have to wear masks.
Yes.
So that's a plus.
Yes.
And that'll be a plus. So that'll be a really good itinerary. Of course, Icon's going to go to the usual three. Cozumel, Costa Maya, Roatan. That's the itinerary for Icon. I mean, Costa Maya is probably by in August of 2027. I don't think that we're going to have Perfect Day in Mexico yet. It would be nice if that coincided with the arrival of Icon. But Royal Caribbean hasn't said yet. I mean, the last time we were there, they hadn't even broke ground yet.
Yeah.
So we'll see. What concerns me, though, is if it's true, is if we get there before Perfect Day in Mexico is completed. Because according to what Royal Caribbean was saying, if I read it right and understood it right, and they were talking about, they're actually going to tear down that entire existing port. Everything that's there now is getting torn down and replaced. So if once that construction begins and they actually tear all that down, all these stops at Costa Maya, you have to take an excursion or watch construction.
Yeah.
So that could be an issue with Icon. We could, in theory, get there and see the promise of a beautiful, perfect day in Mexico and not be allowed to go.
Yeah.
Because it's not open yet.
No, he said, when I was on Harmony, the crew told me they hate when they are allowed off at Cox and Hull because that means they have to stay on at Cozumel, so they prefer Cozumel.
Between the two, I prefer Cozumel.
Also, my fellow Filipinos told me about 2 Filipino restaurants in Cozumel, even invited me to go with them. Well, invited my mother. She was star of the show, not me. And then Nellie said the water park is getting torn down.
Yeah, the water park is coming down for sure. But in the recent article I read, they were talking about the construction, that there was no end dates yet for it. And they did say in that article that they were going to raise essentially the entire cruise port is gone. And that's all going to become part of Perfect Day at Mexico. So, I don't know. There could be some pretty unhappy. But I did notice when I was looking at cruises going into especially at the beginning of 2027, the majority of the Western Caribbean ones leaving out of Galveston were not stopping at Costa Maya if they're not Royal Caribbean. So Carnival was bypassing it a lot. They were doing Cozumel, Belize, Roatan.
Okay.
And stuff like that. Norwegian was doing Cozumel, Roatan, and Harvest Key. And quite a few of them were skipping over Costa Maya altogether. So I think they're also looking ahead and anticipating that, hey, this is going to be under construction. This is going to suck.
Yeah. We going to have unhappy people.
Could.
They saw the line at the service counter. I want to remove my gratuities. Costa Maya was under construction.
Yeah. Nobody told me that Perfect Day Mexico could have meant construction. I want a refund. Where's my compensation?
Yes.
And I'm removing my gratuities. I actually have a video coming out tomorrow talking specifically about gratuities.
Oh.
Well, there's been a lot of talk that the cruise lines say you pay your gratuities, automatic gratuities, and it goes to crew members. It's divided up and it's on top of their base salary. Okay. Then there's a side of the internet that says they have proof that you pay your gratuities. Say a crew member is supposed to get $1,000 a month. You pay your gratuities come out to $500, and then the cruise line pays them $500, so they get $1,000, nothing above. Some say the cruise lines keep part of the gratuities, and basically they don't go to crew members the way they're supposed to. Okay. And so there's been I would say there's been an increase, at least in talk, of people saying, well, I'm going to remove my gratuities and I'm going to tip cash because I want to make sure the people that I want to give tips to goes to them. Now, whether people are actually doing that, that's a whole other thing. And whether or not they're removing the gratuities and actually giving out cash is a whole other thing too. But I got a video coming out tomorrow where I actually found some, I don't want to call it evidence, but I do want to call it an example from an actual crew member that says the cruise lines have been theoretically telling the truth the whole time. So I think that's going to be a pretty interesting video.
Yeah.
Because there's a website on Facebook called Crew Center, and it's for crew members. And they go in there, and every once in a while, a crew member will post on there. And basically, it's kind of like their complaint forum. You know, the food sucks. They work me like a dog. You know, things like that appear on there. Well, there was a complaint on there on December the 3rd from a crew member who was upset because the ship was in dry dock. And while it was in dry dock, he only received his base salary. And he didn't think that was fair. And people were coming in the comments basically saying, you're in dry dock. There's no guests on board the ship. Why would you get gratuities and they call it commissions a lot. Why would you get gratuities and commissions if there's no guests tipping and paying service charges? That's normal. That happens. So the short of it is, it kind of sounds like to me that there is a base pay, and then there is gratuities on top of that, because he's basically complaining his paycheck was only his base salary while no passengers were on board.
No, he said, I asked some crew and they told me they don't get extra money on don't extra money on gratuities. But I also think they say it so they can actually get more cash from people.
And that makes logical sense, because the automatic gratuities, of course, are divided up amongst many departments. And they say they go to people behind the scenes that you don't even see. So if you were to give your room attendant, your room steward, $20 in cash, he gets to keep all 20 of that. And he doesn't give it to anybody else. You give your server money, you give your bartender money, and it goes directly to them. That cash goes in their pocket. Even at the bars where they charge the now 20% automatic gratuity on every time you get a drink, that goes into a pool and is divided amongst bartenders.
Now, I don't know that giving the bartenders cash either, because the last cruise we were on, Seascape, I was watching the bartenders and somebody would hand them cash and tell them that's for you. And they had a jar on the counter and it had to go, they put it in that jar.
Maybe that's how that bar does it. But I don't know that they're sharing that tip jar with the bar 3 decks over and three bars over, 10 decks up. You know what I mean? I don't know that they're sharing with the pool bar versus they do with the automatic gratuity that goes on the account.
Nellie said also some crew tried to leave contract early and they hate doing dry dock. They said it is work. I think that would be a lot easier work than 6,000 passengers.
Well, I mean, they got to basically tear up the ship and put it all back together. I mean, it's basically a super deep clean for the crew. You know, it's a refresh.
Yeah.
So they're not just going to be chilling up on the deck while this is all going on. Some of them have to pull duty, and the ship has to be monitored and watched because you still have people on board and, workers and things like that. It's not a vacation for them to go to dry dock.
No, he said the bartenders put it in a jar on Royal too.
Okay. I guess I don't pay very much attention to the tip jars.
I was just watching. Y'all were talking and I was people watching. And
so But that, as I said, I got a video coming out tomorrow talking about that. And then, of course, we'll have a video coming out on Saturday with some Christmas comments in it. You can't have a video less than a week to Christmas and not have Christmas comments in it.
Is there pajamas in the main dining room again?
You know, that came up last year.
Yeah.
Remember that? Pajama Gate. Carnival this year has actually already preset pajamas are allowed in the main dining room on Christmas morning.
Yay.
Now they have to be covering.
Yeah, not.
You can't wear, your OnlyFans pajamas into the main dining room. They have to be appropriate pajamas. But they've already said the pajamas are allowed in the main dining room on Christmas morning. It is the exception that they have pre-made.
Yay.
So Pajama Gate should not be a thing this year. I'm sure there's still going to be somebody over there just fiercely typing on an iPad Christmas morning, complaining that, there's a sea of plaid Christmas pajamas in the dining room. They will. Because, these people have no class and low standards.
All that fun stuff.
Yeah, all those words that go with, and and I am Diamond, and this is unacceptable behavior. I saw somebody dressed as the Grinch.
Texas Cruiser said, I saw that same tip jar as you, Tiffany, in the Loft Bar. Donna and I gave some cash tips, and all of it went into those jars. Attila the Fun says, I pay the automatic tips and give cash to bartender and wait staff and cabin steward extra. Yes. Attila said, even though a drink is 18% tip, automatic. Ugh.
Mm-hmm.
Didn't y'all say it went up, though?
Carnival went up.
Carnival went up.
Carnival went up to 20%. Back on December the 1st. Wish this coughing would go away. Well, yeah. Me personally, and as this is only my opinion, I think the automatic gratuities, honestly, they ought to just go away. They ought to just increase the crew members' pay across the board, and then basically raise the cruise fare, what the gratuities would be. Because if you pay the automatic ones, you're going to pay it automatically anyway, right? If you prepay it, you're already paying it. So if your cruise is $500 and you pre-do the gratuities and they're $150, you're still paying $650.
Mm-hmm.
So why not simply make the cruise $650 and automatic gratuities are off? You pay for everything up front. Now there's no line to remove them at customer service. Crew members are automatically going to get paid more. And tipping becomes what it's actually supposed to be. You've given me excellent service above and beyond. Here's a tip for you.
Yep.
That's how I'd like to see it actually be. Now, we do prepay our gratuities. As long as the cruise lines do it, we do pay it. We don't remove them. But I'd like to see that whole process just go away. Because if it goes away, then the argument goes away. The whole subject just goes away. And then people could be like, well, I gave my bartender an extra couple bucks, my room steward an extra couple bucks. Awesome. They must have done a great job.
Yeah.
Or you ask them for something, abnormal. Because if we get on the ship and we're like, okay, you meet them on the first day. It's like, I like a bucket of ice, and Tiffany would like a mattress topper and things like that. Slip them a couple bucks. Boom, services, we hook them up. We've asked for extra.
Yeah.
So.
Bob says, as do I, Attila, as far as paying extra. Attila said, oops, right, 20% now, even better. Shika said, I tip my room attendant and the bartenders. Attila the Fun says, that's the British way. No tips, just one price. Dang it, that's the real price. No add-ons, just a price. Bang, done. Exactly.
Yeah, in a lot of places, tipping is abnormal outside of the United States, and tipping culture, of course, has gotten absolutely out of control here.
Oh, yeah.
It is absolutely out of control. Now, I kind of see why the cruise lines do it here. Because if you take the gratuities out of the price and you keep them separate, you can post a lower cost for the cruise up front. Now, it used to be, remember, just less than a year ago, they didn't even have to put port fees and taxes in. Now they do. But they like to have that low number on there. You can book this cruise for $322 per person. Then you read the fine print. This is for an inside cabin. This is per person. This does not include gratuities. Just put it all up front.
Yeah. Sheikah said, so is Japan.
Why not just make it universal?
Mm-hmm.
And if you're a country that tips, those people can tip. If you're a country that doesn't tip, the crew members are already paid. To me, that's the easiest way to make the argument go away. Okay. Virgin Voyages is a good example. Yes, their prices are, if you compare a Virgin Voyage cruise to a Carnival cruise, just base price, look on the internet, Virgin Voyages is always higher, right?
Yeah, but I bet once you get all these add-ons, it's going to be like this now.
Right, but Virgin Voyages, all the specialty restaurants are already included because that's basically all they are. Gratuities are already included in that price. You don't hear of these problems with gratuities on cruise lines that don't do it. Granted, it's just Virgin Voyages, but you know what I mean?
Yeah.
You don't hear about those problems. But again, my opinion. Only Tiffany thinks she speaks for everyone. I don't. I saw that face. Oh, you only think you speak for me?
I know I speak for you. But tipping culture is outrageous. I hate at Paradise Beach. They hound you when you leave for that tip. They deserve it because...
But don't hound me.
But don't hound me. Thomas is here. Welcome, Thomas. Happy holidays. By the way, Virgin Voyages is doing away with included gratuities.
Of course they are. Oh.
And I totally agree with you about how to resolve the tipping problem.
Just take it off the table.
Yes.
Eliminate it. Just problem solved.
Yeah.
Because I have no problem with the crew getting paid more. I have absolutely no problem with paying a little more for my cruise fare if that money's going to pay the crew. Because the crew are an integral part of the cruising experience. They absolutely are.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And it doesn't matter if it's your room attendant who is taking care of you every day, whether it's your favorite bartender, your server in the main dining room, or how about the young lady who brings us drinks outside the loft, who moved all those cushions 10 times a day.
Yes.
You know what I mean? And still had time to talk, chit chat, laugh, bring us drinks, and all did it with a smile and utterly politeness.
Mm-hmm.
Right? She just deserves to make more money. It shouldn't be about tips.
No.
She was getting good at tips anyway. You know what I mean? She was above and beyond earning them. But she shouldn't have to struggle for them.
Yeah.
Does that make sense? So.
Nellie said that new free at sea plus with NCL gratuities are included. Of course, you have to pay $50 per person per day extra for that plus.
This is true. But I will say that if it worked, we had the free at sea when we were on Norwegian last time. And it did cover our gratuities. Their Wi-Fi in the free at sea when we were on there was garbage because they give you the absolute bare minimum. But we still had Wi-Fi,
mm-hmm.
and we still had we got drinks.
Mm-hmm.
Wasn't it pretty much anything we wanted to drink?
I don't even remember.
And we had some kind of drink package. I forget what it was. Shows you how much we drink. For $50 a day, that's not bad. I mean, that's comparable to Princess Plus
mm-hmm.
and Princess Premier. Carnival has just put out some bundles that, granted, they're only offering them for like a week. You have to purchase it within this week or you can't purchase it but they're now doing bundles that include Wi-Fi, drink packages, specialty dining, and things like that. I think they're starting to see the light.
Yeah.
And they're offering them, and they're super popular. People are like, want, which should be a signal to Carnival to do it again.
Yeah.
Because they just announced they're doing more adults only cruises on Carnival after the success they had with the ones that they did because, well, basically they had nothing else to do with them. Because remember, there were some ships that were supposed to go into a dry dock. The dry dock schedule shifted, so they went ahead and kind of turned it into adults only casino cruises, and they popped off. And now people are demanding more.
Yeah.
And so Carnival's going to accommodate them. So maybe Carnival's starting to see the writing on the wall that do a little extra over here. You make your people happy, even if there are all red cards.
Nelly said that Plus now has Wi-Fi unlimited and water bottles and Starbucks. I like it.
Yeah.
Coffee, water,
Bye.
and Wi-Fi. What else do you need?
Apparently that one was modeled after the Tiffany plan. But yeah, I mean, unlimited. I like the add-ons. And I would be okay if it was, here's the absolute lowest cruise price, and then you can purchase this add-on package. At least because it gives people options. If you want it, you get it. If you don't, you don't.
Yeah.
So I like them. Though I am bothered by the fact that Virgin Voyages is going to remove their included gratuities.
Boy, guess we should have sailed on them before they did that.
Well, not only that, I mean, being an adults only cruise line was a benefit, but not having to worry about the nickel and diming as much when you got on board was another thing. You kind of just paid for it all up front.
Yeah.
You could put your bar money in ahead of time based on how much you were going to drink, not based on a package. So now apparently too, there was a rumor going around over this last week, started by some cruise influencer on the internet. Because those fools were always right. Said Carnival was going to increase their daily drink limit from 15, I want to say it was to 25.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah. They were going to let Carnival cruise passengers have an extra 10 alcoholic drinks per day.
And we don't think Carnival has enough issues.
That was complete rumor. Carnival has already come out and said, yeah, no. No.
Hopefully not a lot of people believe that.
They did. They did.
Oh, Lord.
They believed it enough. That's the problem. Enough people believe it and see it. Then they go over to John Heal's page and they just berate him for the day. Is this true? Is this true? Is this true? And he's like, and he constantly has to come back and go, no, no, it's not true.
Adam is here. Welcome. Hello, Chris and Tiffany.
Welcome, Adam.
Texas Cruiser. Everyone have a great evening and a Merry Christmas. Going to Cruise News Live now. We'll have a great show and Merry Christmas and a happy New Year. Have lots of fun with the family.
Yep. Tell Donna, of course.
Yes.
Merry Christmas and Happy New Year.
Yes, of course.
Can't forget Donna.
No, we cannot forget Donna. I think they're going to have a great Christmas.
I was going to talk smack about Rick, but I won't. I was just saying, we know who's in charge over there. It's really Donna. So we tell Donna Merry Christmas. Rick says, Horizon one, that one sounds good. Now I've got to check with Donna. And I wish I could say I didn't have to check with Tiffany, but I don't know what to say. All right. But I think we are good Lord. Pretty sure everybody's heard enough of all that.
Yeah.
But I think we are also going to go ahead and wrap this one up for this evening. We've been on here for an hour, just kind of babbling about nothing.
Yeah.
Just talking about upcoming cruises and things like that. So just a reminder, in case you weren't here at the beginning, this is our last live show for 2025. Next Wednesday, of course, is New Year's Eve. Christmas Eve. The week after that is New Year's Eve. So we will be back live on January the 7th. We are not going to try to do a live show on those two particular eves.
No, there's too much going on. We want everybody to be with their families, wait for Santa Claus.
Everybody's going to be with their families waiting for Santa Claus. We would be sitting here in the live by ourselves.
Yes.
I'd have to play cricket sounds in the background.
Yes. Absolutely.
So, but yes, everybody out there, have yourself a Merry Christmas, a happy holiday, a happy Hanukkah, Kwanzaa, whatever the case may be. Says, that's the thing about cruising. It don't matter. We're all here. We're all enjoying our cruising vacations. Everybody have yourself a really happy and great new year.
Yes.
And we will see everybody back here again in 2026.
Yes.
So while we're gone, everybody think of your Nelly.
Nelly. One more not to Merry Christmas. Thank you, Nelly.
Thank you, Nelly. Yeah. Really appreciate it.
Yeah.
Absolutely unnecessary. We just prefer your company.
Yes.
So
just as Merry Christmas and a happy cruising new year to everyone. See you next year. Be safe. Thomas also says Merry Christmas and happy holidays to you and your family.
Yes, absolutely.
Merry Christmas and happy new year, everyone. See you on January 7th.
Yeah, and if enough people want to get on that May 17th sailing on the Carnival Horizon, we can set something up. We've got the perfect resource to help us get something set up for that. We have ourselves a Carnival expert, and again, not me, and just put everybody's mind at ease. And we could probably set something up and get everybody into a little group action if that's something everybody's interested in. But we got plenty of time to decide that. Martin's got time to go ask Haley. Please,
Nelly says, Merry Christmas, my family, and Happy New Year.
Go ask Haley really, really nicely if you can come cruise and play with us, okay? All right.
And bring Haley.
Well, obviously. Don't leave her at home.
All right.
But thank you guys. We really, really appreciate it. We will see you guys next year. And of course, like always,
We'll see you out on the high seas.
good night, everybody.